Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Cincinnati football predictions for the 2019 college football season. Before I continue, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you do that. I have a subscriber goal of 200 subscribers by August 24th. I would love to hit that goal. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to McD Sports 4, you won't regret it. So today we're doing Cincinnati football predictions. This was requested by two separate people. I forget their usernames on YouTube. My apologies. But I said in the channel update video, if you have a team you want me to do that I haven't done yet, just comment it. Just comment it on really any of the videos, and we'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and do that team. So two people commented for Cincinnati, two people commented yesterday for Arkansas. I received a comment for Memphis and San Diego State as well. I haven't even really got to the research for that, so that's gonna have to hold off for a few days. But if you want me to do a team that I haven't done yet, go ahead and comment down any of the videos. I'll be more happy to do it. So Cincinnati, we're going to go through the pros, the cons, the best case scenario, the worst case scenario, your three toughest and three easiest games. Then we're going to go through the schedule game by game, and I'm going to tell you which games I have Cincinnati winning and losing, give you a score as well, and then give you a final record prediction and conference record prediction. One other quick note before I continue: do not hold me to the game by game picks and the scores of the games. Just hold me to the final record prediction at the end, because these are my official predictions. Anyways, let's go through the pros and cons. Three pros and two cons. Your first pro is the returning talent. You have a lot of returning talent. If you're Cincinnati, that's a good thing. Last year, Cincinnati was a very good team. They were kind of a dark horse. They even got a national time game at 8 p.m. on ABC. But overall, the returning talent of Cincinnati is a pro. Your second pro is the offense. The offense for Cincinnati, I don't think is one of the top offenses in the American, which is the conference that Cincinnati's in, but it's a pretty good offense. So I put it down as in the category. And then your final pro is the defense. Cincinnati kind of ride on the defense. That's what they really on. That's basically they're a big time pro to defense. That's basically what they did last year. Play a bunch of good defense and won a bunch of games. So the defense is your third pro. Two cons. You're a group of five team. Group of five teams tend to not really be taken seriously for a college football playoff spot, which is the ultimate goal for any team. Really, the ultimate goal is a national championship, but college football playoffs is four teams. I just actually watched some videos of how it needs to be expanded to eight. But overall, a group of five teams is very tough for them to get into the college football playoffs. Second con is your schedule. You have a pretty tough schedule. You got to go on the road against Ohio State, on the road against Houston, Central Florida, South Florida, on the road against Memphis, UCLA. You also have Temple at home. You have to go on the road against Marshall. I mean, this is a pretty tough schedule here, Cincinnati. So that's why I threw that in the con category. So now we're going to go through your best case and worst case scenario. Here's the schedule right here in front of you. Your best case scenario is 11-1. Listen, I just think you're going to lose a game somewhere. Yeah, I basically mentioned about 5 or 6 games that are going to be tough for you. You're going to lose at least one of those games. So best case scenario, 11-1. Worst case scenario, 7-5. This schedule is really tough. I mentioned a bunch of games that are tough. I can see you losing probably 5 of those games. UCLA, I'm not going to name them again. But anyways, yeah, best case scenario 11-1, worst case scenario 7-5. Your three toughest games are Ohio State, UCF, and Houston. Ohio State, probably your toughest game of the year on the road. I've seen a few people pick you to upset Ohio State, but overall, I think that's a really tough game for you all. Central Florida, another team. You do get them on Friday night at home. We already did a college football prediction video, so if you saw that, you already know who I have in that one. But that's a tough game. The same thing with Houston. Already did that video as well, and that's going to be a very tough game for Cincinnati as well, especially on the road in Houston with that quarterback king. Very tough. Your three easiest games. Miami, Ohio, UConn, and Tulsa. Miami, Ohio, a team in the MAC, middle of the road MAC team, so I put them on the list. UConn, they're going to be moving to the Big East, so they're not even going to be in basically FBS play. So and they're the worst team in the American also. So that's going to be a very easy game for Cincinnati, and then Tulsa. Listen, it was between Tulsa and then on the road against East Carolina. I went with Tulsa because I just think East Carolina. I think East Carolina is going to be a lot better than they were last year, especially under the coach, the new head coach who's from JMU. So I went with Tulsa over East Carolina as your third easiest game. Now we're going to go through the schedule game by game. Let's see who I have. First game, UCLA. This is a Thursday night game. Last year, you went out there and beat them by a touchdown. I think the game is going to be kind of similar. UCLA is a team. People think this team can maybe win 7 to 8 games, possibly. I'm not really too high on UCLA. I have Cincinnati winning this game 28 to 23, opening up the season 1-0. Next game at Ohio State. Ohio State is a team. I already did a video, so go check that out on the channel. If you watched that video, you already know who I have in this one. I think this game is going to be a bit low scoring, but at the end, I had to go Ohio State. I think they'll pull away in the second half, 31 to 13, Ohio State. Next game, Miami, Ohio. This will be a win, 49 to 7. Cincinnati is just a much better team than Miami, Ohio. Then you get your first bye week. Every team gets 2 bye weeks because of how they calendar aligns with the schedule. Then coming off the bye week, you get to go on the road against Marshall. I don't know if this is really a rivalry game. I know the schools are kind of close to each other. Marshall being against the I forget what the river along West Virginia and the Ohio border is called, but Marshall is up against the river in Huntingtown, Virginia, West Virginia, Huntingtown, West Virginia. Cincinnati is in the city of Cincinnati. But overall, I think it'll be a competitive game. Marshall, definitely one of the better teams of the Conference USA. As Cincinnati, I do have Cincinnati though going on the road and winning this one, 24 to 17. Cincinnati. I think it'll be kind of low scoring, very good game, but at the end, I'm going with the better team. Next game, Central Florida. This is a Friday night game. Central Florida, back-to-back years, they represent the Group of Five in the New Year's Six Bowl. Central Florida, they don't have the quarterback though, Mackenzie Milton. I went back and forth for this one last year. This game, I think Central Florida won it like 38 to 9 or something like that. I think Cincinnati, with the game being at home on Friday night, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going with the upset. I'm going Cincinnati in kind of a shootout. 41-35 Cincinnati. I think the Cincinnati offense is going to be much more improved than they were last year since they're going to have a year underneath their belt. I think that's going to be the difference. Also, with the game being in Cincinnati. 41-35 Cincinnati. Next game at Houston. Houston is a team. They have Dana Holgerson. They have that quarterback king. It's going to be a very good offense down there in Houston. The defense, though, is not that good of a defense. And I do think this game will turn into a shootout. I think Cincinnati will be in it to the end, but I gotta go Houston in this one. And if you watch my Houston football prediction video, and also the Central Florida prediction, well, I already said that one. But if you watch my Houston football prediction video, you already know that I had Houston in this one. But I have Houston winning this game 40-38. Next game, Tulsa at home. This will be a win. I have it 35-10. Cincinnati is just a better team than Tulsa. They're going to be looking to rebound after that loss to Houston. So I think they're going to do that 35-10 Cincinnati. Then you get your second bye week, and then coming off the bye week, you get to go on the road against East Carolina. East Carolina is a team that I think, as I said at the beginning of the video, I think they're going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. I really like their head coach, the JMU head coach. He went from JMU to East Carolina. Um, East Carolina, they pulled off. I know it was against North Carolina, which was one of the worst teams in the Power Five, but last year. But they did basically ran them out the building, basically, or ran them off the field. So I think East Carolina is capable of possibly pulling off an upset and definitely winning a few games. Unfortunately for East Carolina, I have Cincinnati being East Carolina. This is a Cincinnati video. I forgot it was a Cincinnati video there for a second. But Cincinnati, they'll be East Carolina 31-22 Cincinnati. Next game is your homecoming game at home against UConn. UConn is a team, as I said, worst team in the American. They're going to the Big East. Cincinnati's going to win this game 45-3. It'll be a fun homecoming there in Cincinnati. Next game at South Florida. If you already saw my South Florida football prediction video, you already know who I have in this one. But let's preview this game real quick. South Florida, they're going to have a pretty good defense. The offense is going to be about average. I think this game is going to be very low scoring. The games in Florida is late in the year. And I think with the game, since it's in Florida, and basically in the state of Florida, it's going to be kind of hot for the Cincinnati players because at this point in Cincinnati, this is probably early to mid November. Yeah, in Cincinnati, it's going to be in the 40s. But meanwhile, in Florida, it's going to be in the 70s. And I think Cincinnati goes down and loses this one, 17-12. Cincinnati, I think, is the better team in South Florida, but I think South Florida does pull off the upset. Next game is at home against Temple. This will be a win for Cincinnati. Temple is a team that are a very good team, but they have a new head coach, unlike Cincinnati. Temple, they're gonna have a pretty good defense, a decent offense, but overall, I have to go with Cincinnati. I'm not saying Cincinnati. I think these teams are pretty much even, maybe the edge a little bit to Cincinnati, but Cincinnati wins 20-14. And then your final game, a Friday game on the road against Memphis. Memphis is a team that we're going to be doing a video sometime probably during the weekend. But Memphis is a team. Listen, their offense is pretty good. The defense sucks. You know what that means. It's going to be a shootout. Memphis is a team that they're going to find themselves in a lot of shootouts this year. Cincinnati, I think, has the offense to go into Memphis and beat them. I have a 37-33 Cincinnati. I think they're a better team than Memphis. But anyways, that's my game by game right there. If you count up all the wins and losses, I have Cincinnati going 9-3 with a 6-2 conference record. 9-3 with a 6-2 conference record. This schedule is just rough for Cincinnati. I mean, if it was a bit easier, it'll be maybe they can win 10, 11 games. But this is just a rough schedule for Cincinnati. But overall, I do think this is a successful season. You'll get into a decent bowl game if you're Cincinnati at 9-3. So 9-3 with a 6-2 conference record. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. I always like hearing from you all. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that, and you won't regret it. Thanks for watching again, and this is McD the Beast signing off.